What's up, people? Come y'all do another video. Get my book, Wealth Creation, Creation of Wealth by Henry Jones. Wealth Creation, Creation of Wealth by Henry Jones. You can get on Amazon.com. All right, just type that in. $8.99. All right, come to y'all. Rap with y'all for a little bit before I take it in. And I want to define for y'all men, irrespective of what everybody else is saying. I'm going old school with it. All right. You have three categories of men in today's time. Okay. You have the story of the pimp, the player, and the square. That's right. Those are three categories. The pimp, the player, and the square. And that's all that it is. And people just reinventing that into high value male, alpha males, alpha men, or whatever they call themselves, red pill. It still boils down to the three categories: the pimp, the player, and the square. And dudes are just shouting these, you know, words out, these titles out, and not really knowing what they're talking about, but claiming that they are these things. A pimp, right? The first one. A pimp, right? This is a man who preys on the insecurities of women. That's what a real pimp does. He exploits their insecurities, he exploits their frailties, and he tries to separate them, or he does separate them from their security network, the people that keep them from falling, or the people that is supposed to be their network of security abandons them. Then he tries to bring them into his fold and sell them a false premise of security. The pimp is an instrument of abuse. He is an instrument of force. He is an instrument of belittlement. That's how he tries to conquer a woman. So all they do talking about they a pimp, keep it pimping. What you're really saying is to be brutal. It ain't all about, it's something about the conversation, but more about the belittlement, the tearing down of the self-esteem to get a woman under your control by being a pimp. That ain't a lane that, I wouldn't encourage anybody to be on. That's not a man. At least not in my opinion. The next category is the player. The player is not a man of force. He's a man of dreams. He's a man that sells a woman a vision of what he wants her to believe. And she buys into that vision to get what he wants out of her. He is a wordsmith. He is a man that's good in conversation. He is a man that knows that a woman goes by her emotion and is able to put together a conversation and a mental visual image of whatever it is that woman wants to believe, to get what he wants from her and out of her, and to make her love him. And contrary to the pimp, he's not going to try to tear the woman down. He's going to try to uplift her with things that may be true and things that may not be true. He may also exaggerate the things about her that may be true, may not be true. But he will underdeliver in his role as her partner, significant other, friend, etc. Because he's a player. That's also something I do not promote. Now, you have the square. The square is a straightforward guy. The guy that's not experienced in the streets. The guy that's not experienced with women. He's a straightforward, honest guy. Some people call him the boring guy. That's why he's a square. That's why you heard of being square, standing on your square. What is a square? A square is a symbol of the immortality of morality. These are all things that the square is supposed to represent. That's why he's called a square. You know, I myself like to be a square. I'd rather be straight than crooked. Now, the reason why the pimp and the player come down on the square is because they say the square doesn't know women. In most cases, they're right because they play to the negative, weak side of women. Whereas the square is trying to promote her positive side, her righteous side, to match his side. And unfortunately, we live in a society where by the time the square dude gets to that woman, if she's interested in him, she's already damaged by the pimp and the player. So she's really no good or no use to him at that point. Unless she can take on to the vibe that he's trying to give her. Because understand, we're dealing with nature, we're dealing with spirits. Spirits are energy. You know, you can't say that it's woman nature to be this way, it's woman nature to be that way, and it's negative, you can't trust her, etc., etc., etc. Because that can be said about men as well. And so when you're dealing with nature, you're dealing with what's natural. You know, it's not natural for a person to be devious. It's not natural for a person to be deceitful. Most of those things are learned behavior by our environments and by our society and within our home environment. It helps mold and fashion that person into the adult they become to be. Hope y'all watching this video. Hope y'all liking it. Hope I get some comments. I bet get some comments. Well, come up here and no comment on my channel and say something. I'm dropping science here. You know. So, again, you're dealing with we deal with a person's nature, be it man or woman, what's natural. You're dealing with energy. You have what? Protons, neutrons, and electrons. Neutrons are neutral. Okay, they have no charge. Protons are positive. Electrons are negative. So within us is the propensity to do right or wrong, good or bad. And it's just a question of what we choose to focus on, which will be the dominant force in us. You're never going to be 100% positive or righteous, and some people can be almost 100% negative and wicked. You know what I'm saying? You got them out here. You know, they just go deeper and deeper. And that's the thing about wickedness. If you just give into it, it just takes you into oblivion. You know, but if you're focusing on what's right, then you're struggling with yourself against what's wrong. And that's the key. It's the duality within inside of yourself, the struggle within inside of yourself to do what's right. Because we're not dogs, we're not lions and tigers and bears. We have the ability to think. That means we have the ability to change our nature if we choose to. It may take time. It will take effort. But with time and effort, you can change your nature. A man can change his nature. A woman can change her nature with time. You know, or you can get off on the right start with your nature being in play. But you're living in Babylon. You've been bombarded by negativity, deceitfulness, and sex all day long. From the time children are small, but to the time they become adults. So you're fighting a battle behind enemy lines. So this is about my square guys. I'm trying to give you some knowledge and wisdom about how to deal with people and nature and women's nature. You know, because your mind controls your nature. In cases where your nature is controlling your mind, that's a weak man and that's a weak woman. you know, because you're supposed to be control over yourself. You're supposed to have self-discipline. That's what they teach in religion. That's the purpose of religion, to teach you self-discipline over yourself. That's what martial arts is for. You know, at least how it was practiced once upon a time. Now it's more about fighting and MMA and, you know, the violence, whatever. Once time there was a discipline that came with martial arts. Meditation. Deny yourself the things of this world to make your spirit stronger. So that you know how to make proper decisions. You know. So that is a brief synopsis of the pimp, the player, and the square. So one thing about the square, my squares, that you need to understand is that you need to be able to read the woman who you want, or who you are interacting with, or who you are thinking about interacting with. Be able to read her nature and really where she's at and what she is about. They say, don't listen to what she says, watch what she does. What you do is you listen to what she says and what she does to see if there is a conflict or whether or not it is in harmony. Because what you think and what you speak should be in harmony with your actions. And so what she's thinking and what she's verbalizing out of her mouth is in disharmony with her actions, then you know that, hey, she's trying to game you. So then it's up to you whether or not you want to put forth the effort to try to energize her with your positive energy, or whether or not you just want to just walk away and just like, I ain't got time for it. Because if you try to put forth the effort, it's going to be time consuming. It's going to be energy consuming. You have to fade off a lot of your radiation. Just like the sun takes and energizes the moon to shine at nighttime, you have to shine your light on her to energize her. But you got to be strong. Because she gonna shit test you. She gonna try you. You know. And it ain't about like, do this, do that, do this, do that. She has to respect you, number one. And when she respects you, she will love you. And she respects you and loves you to the point where she has a fear of losing you. That will set her on the path. I ain't gonna say you're gonna change her. That will set her on the path for her to work on changing herself and how she is. You know. And then once she begins that change, the change won't be for you. Her positivity, the change won't be for herself. You know what I'm saying? She's gonna do it for herself because it makes her feel good. And when she gonna look back at the things that she's done in the past, she gonna forgive herself. But at the same time, she might have a little bit of like, you know, feel some kind of way about it. But she gonna abhor that. And that's the key. When you are a certain kind of way, you're trying to change the things you've done, how you look at things that aren't positive, that aren't right. You have to begin the path to learn how to abhor those things, to have disgust and despise for those kind of things, those kind of actions. You know, fornication, cheating, stealing, lying. Once you learn to abhor those things and have just a distaste for those things, you ain't got to worry about what you're gonna do or what you ain't gonna do. Life is a journey. It's a constant journey. You know, you ain't no such thing as being complete. You know, it's removing one vice after another vice after another vice along this journey of life. And a woman needs a man to help her in their journey. She has to help herself. Don't get me wrong. She has to put in the work. You can't work for her, but you are there as a support for her. You know. That's where the square comes in at. You know, but you gotta be a cool square, brother. You can't be like a lame square. You know what I'm saying? You gotta know how to have fun, how to laugh, how to enjoy yourself, how to relax, how to, you know what I'm saying, cut up a little bit, you know. Ain't nothing wrong with that. You know. Because the pimp and the player is only showing her the wicked side of life, the lie side of life. See what I'm saying? Playing to her nature, because it's more easier to do wrong than it is to do what's right. Because doing what's wrong don't take no effort. It just doing what's right takes effort. A lot of times you may be fighting against your base instincts and what you want. But that's the categories that men fit in: the pimp, the player, and the square. Now you can be a weak square or you can be a strong square. You know, you can be a cool square or you can be a corny square. You know, that's up to you. You know, but the pimp and the player do have an understanding of the weak side, the perverse side of a woman's nature. They got the information. That's why they try to bring that out in her. And they try to feed it you like, this is what she wants, this is who she is. No. She's only selling you, buying into what you are asking for her for, to what men are looking for. Because men ain't got respect for other men, and their wives or the girlfriends, whatever. And these women are going to see you as weak because, hey, you can't control your sexual drive. You have no discipline. You know, in most relationships, whatever, it's not like the guy just ain't cheating and it's the woman cheating. The guy steps out every now and then as well. So if you're doing that, you're going to lose her respect and you're never going to gain it back to the extent level that you want it. You know, even if she stops doing what she's doing, she's still going to have a lack of respect for you because you gave into your base nature. So you can't never break, you know, your sense of purpose, your sense of morality, and your square. Can't let your square become a circle. You gotta keep your square at all times. She ain't doing what's right, you gotta be like, psh, see ya. No, don't leave, I'm crying, okay. Should have thought about that before you did what you did. I'm gone. Because you lost something great in your life. Now see how Ray, Bobo, and JoJo treat you. Now they can't sneak around with you and do the things they were doing with you, whatever, that, hey, y'all was enjoying together. See, they really wife you up. It's all a part of the attraction, ain't because they just putting it down and they just the man, they got the swag. A lot of it is feeding that negative energy of sneaking around, hoping not to get caught, etc., etc., that's driving it. When we take it out of the picture, it becomes boring. You can rewrite the imprint. You can override a program. Not with any and every woman, but with certain women. It all depends. How strong a principle you are, square. I'm a square. You know, I don't brutalize, disrespect women. I don't try to lie to women just to get what I want out of them. To me, that's feminine. I'm straightforward, you know. But at the same time, I know how to ease back and be a little bit, you know, soft with it because, hey, I don't want to break her. Because if you're too hard, she'll break on you. You know, because she needs a balance. You got to be the balance. You know, so she listen to these dudes, they be smiling. Yeah, I'm a pimp and I'm a player. And like, nah, dog, you ain't no pimp. I don't even believe you're a player. You know. But y'all know, y'all gonna go over there to their videos and be like, yeah, you women this and women that, and I'm gonna belittle these women and get in my super chat. You know. But I'm gonna keep making my videos, cause I'm gonna succeed at this too. I'm gonna have me a small following of men, women, who gonna hear this message, who gonna like my videos, who gonna buy my book. I'm gonna keep it moving. I'm gonna keep doing my thing. That's the words of a square. Till next time, peace.